Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Lionel. Hey, I'm your host for LT Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering a la carte, which is currently streaming on the All Black streaming service. We are on season 2, episode 9, and the title of this episode is Soul Food. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video, share it. Subscribe to my channel if you are new, and welcome back if you are already subscribed or if you have been a viewer. And if you've been a viewer kind of just stalking up my page, how come you haven't subscribed yet? Hit that button. Come on. And please give me your comments on this episode along with the commentary that I'm giving. Okay, so we're dealing with the fallout of after what Derek did, which was a revenge porn. Shira goes back into the trailer van situation, and she has a rage moment where she's just destroying everything because now she's in this, my life is over. And I'm not trying to be insensitive about it, I'm just making a comedic moment about it. But now that she's embarrassed that everything that she tried to be secretive about, or it's a touchy, sensitive place for her, because it's like, this person that I done let in has revealed me as to who I really am, or what I'm actually functioning in, despite what I present to the world. So, of course, Rain and Misha, they're trying to get a hold of Shira because I guess she has locked the door or whatever, and making all these comedic moments, really just saying it's not that bad, Zeke comes back and he's asking, is everything okay? And Rain ends up telling Zeke that Derek had released this revenge porn. And of course, they're talking legal talk. And Zeke says, if there's anything that I can do as far as legally for her, I will be there to help. And then Zeke said, we got that covered over here. It looks like you got your hands full. Zeke go with his guy. I think his name is Xavier. So then Zeke leaves, and Shira ends up coming out. And of course, she's in a mode of not wanting to talk to anyone. She just says, I want to go home. And Vet says, I'm going to take you home right away. Matter of fact, I'm going to take you by that ninja's house. Basically, we're gonna handle things one-on-one. I don't think it happened because we didn't hear any news reports afterwards. The next scene, Zeke goes to Derek's office at the gym, and he wants to retract break his gym membership contract. He can no longer be there because, of course, he feels a certain way. And I think that Zeke feels a part of this group unofficially, and that's somebody that he's become comfortable with, and he can't really stand for somebody who did revenge porn. As I said last week, I don't think what Derek did was right. However, I understand why he did it. So Derek is there trying to apologize and explain, I regretted it as soon as I did it, and I couldn't even take it back. It's like, Derek, you done sunk your ship. He says, I sent her flowers, I've been calling her, texting her, And Zeke said, I advise you not to do that. Don't have any more contact with her, because you don't even know if she'll press charges or not, blah, 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 blah. And in walks Rain, and he speaks at a more professional level, like they don't know him or are familiar with him at all. The only thing Rain says that I'm retracting my gym membership, and I'll only deal with you in regards to this arbitration thing. And that's that on that. And Derek again is trying to plead his case a little bit. He feels sorry, but she says some messed up stuff to him, which I agree. And don't y'all care about that? And both of them in unison said no. I mean, Derek got the last laugh. Let's just say that much. And it was technically too far. So it's like, no, I can't be associated with you, because there's no way I could be associated with you and also be friends with Shira. It's not going to go down like that. So no sympathy over here. Goodbye. So Shira is back home. She calls Sheila, and she says, I called to let you know that, to remind you about graduation that's happening next week. And Sheila's like, what you calling me for? You ain't had nothing to say to me since I came to your presentation thing weeks ago. So Shira starts mentioning the unaliving baby situation. And, after looking at the whole situation and learning what you had going on, there's no way that I would want to raise a child and be, what's the word she said? Hopefully I wrote it down. Did I write it down? It was a word. It's kind of like, I'll just say, it's a D word. I forgot what it was. But anyways, it's basically, I don't want to treat my child a certain way because of, we were on a break and ended up having this unaliving situation. So I think what it was is that she didn't want to put any type of resentment on the baby and all of that because of where her life was, even with Rodney at the time. So she was like, you think I really had all this, and I'm saying resentment, but it was another word that she said, resentment for you, da, 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 da. And Shira says, I think that you wanted dad to choose you when you got pregnant with me. And when he did not choose you, and he chose me, you've been making me and all your other relationships pay for it since then. And that makes a lot of sense. Just a little personal thing concerning me, I actually wrote a story in regards to that, where it's like the mother shut off the rest of the world. She was the side chick, and she wasn't chosen when she actually got pregnant by this dude. So she made sure that the child did not have any type of relationship. She moved away and all this good stuff. Of course, the mother was lying and telling the child a different story as to what was going on. So it's like how the mother was having it. It's like we're a package deal. If you only want the child, then you can't have the child. You got to have me along with it. So that just popped in my mind when that story was told. Anyways, so Sheila's response was saying, where would you be if I did not stay on your neck? Again, you're deflecting and not even saying what needs to be said because you think that you made your child and cultivated your child to be who she was. And then you had to do it out of toxicity. Sheila. What's the song? Oh, Sheila. Like, what is wrong with you, girl? Get up out of your funk. This 20 almost 30-year-old beef you done had with yourself because of the decisions that you made, along with another human. I'll give you that. But stop. So, Shira says, never mind about coming to my graduation. And she ends up hanging up for her and just calling her itch. All right, so Vet walks in as she's throwing her phone. She says, you break it, you bought it around here, da 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 da. She said, F Derek, don't let this boy make you go back to Judgy Island because you judge yourself enough already. Then she gets on the topic of Jamal. And Jamal is walking in as she starts talking about him. Basically what happened, all of a sudden, he needed to be around his family, his married family, his immediate family. So he ditched Yvette, even though that they made plans, because Yvette was like, I could have went on to my family, I think in Texas, and all that good stuff, and then you ended up playing me. You overpromised and underdelivered. And Jamal's like, man, can we get to the part where you forgive me and all this stuff? I'm sorry about that. But I don't understand. You mean to tell me that you didn't know that you had to be at home with your family for the holidays? Don't nobody just tell you, don't no family member, no wife or nothing just tells you all of a sudden you need to be at home with your family. That doesn't make sense. I kind of think that Jamal has another side. That's what I kind of think. That's not the last minute type of situation. Unless the wife was just that like, you need to be home and you can't be gone this Christmas or whatever, this holiday. But I just don't believe it. Maybe something will come out a little bit later, but you just left. You couldn't contact Yvette at all. And if your wife knows about you having a side chick, I don't see what the problem was, in my opinion. Anyways, he says, I'm going to make it up to you. And Yvette said, and Shira and her friends. And he said, yeah, and Shira and her friends. We're going to go up to Big Bear for Colorado. And I also bought you some jewelry, Vet. Now, all of a sudden, everything that Vet had against Jamal, all of a sudden dissipated. Like, oh, you bought me some jewelry? Oh, I said, you just wanted to give him a hard time because you really wanted something up out of him. Yvette, you may want to keep an eye on him, despite, I'm just saying. So then some flowers came to the house, and Yvette's like, oh, you bought me flowers? Like, I really don't get with these type of flowers, but okay. So they read the card, and it's from Derek. And Jamal puts two and two together. And he was like, oh, so you dating my trainer, Derek? And then Yvette's like, F-boy, Derek? But I thought you knew. You did know, Yvette. I forgot, because she's acting a little bit surprised, too. Because you knew about 2 episodes ago. Because he was leaving out the house when you were coming back in. So I don't know why she was talking like she just found out this information. He's like, well, yeah, he does this fans only thing, and I do know that he's got cameras around the gym. And Shai was like, wait, well, how do you know that? I know a lot. I said, okay, whatever. We leave that scene, and Zeke and Rain are in the locker room of the gym, and they're both urinating, and all of a sudden, I forget who. Oh, Rain started it first. He's confronting Zeke about now the law firm. He was saying that Zeke outed him to his administrator at his job. And Zeke said, no, I didn't. I tried to cover your sorry looking arse. No, I'm saying all of that. Somehow Zeke is trying to blame, Rain is trying to blame Zeke for what's going on in his life. Dude, not only did you do something unethical, unintegral to your school, but to the person, this man that you don't love, we don't even know if you really like, but I know you do like him. You ended up breaking it, getting into his email and doing this, and you still have the audacity to blame him for it. And Zeke's like, look, you punk arse, B-I-T-C-H, I'm saying it, like, you have the audacity to come at me, and you haven't even yet admitted to doing what you did on my computer, nor have you apologized for it. I hate the things that you made me do because I'm covering for you, and I shouldn't be covering for you. He ended up grabbing his face and all this good stuff. I thought that was going to be a sex scene, for real. because you can still see the love that Zeke still has for him. And he's hurt at the same time. And then he gets on the whole arbitration thing. And he's like, do you even know the people that you are representing? You need to really check out Brandon and also Emeka, who you decided to mess with. He said, I'm so sorry that you have went from being chosen to being an option. I said, Lord. And that's it. Brain, you got bought by someone that you think will let you just do whatever you want. I don't even think that Zeke was trying to make you be a slave. It was about structure and stability that you're not really used to. You are roommates with a ninja that bought you and don't even claim you in the daylight. Okay, so he ends up leaving, Zeke does, and then as Zeke is leaving, all of a sudden Rain says, you were never on my level anyways. I was slumming it when I was with you. Sir, you didn't have a place. Oh my God, you've been living off your dad's trust fund. And he allowed you to come into his place, his decked out place, and stay. And that's slumming it down? Dude, you need a hard fall. I wish the writers would make him fall to the ground, to his knees. I can't stand that about Rain. It's like, I want to like him, but it's like, ugh, you're so entitled and spoiled. And you're very heartless towards people. Ugh. All right, so Rain, Misha, and Shira, they meet up together. And they start talking about the love life and all that good stuff. And Rain says, Zeke got me together. And I really loved his aggression, and he turned me on. Rain, it turned me on too. So he said, I wish he did that while we were together. Like, be more aggressive while they were together. I mean, that could have been something you talked about, but you decided to watch Derek's porn. So Shira is thinking about the whole situation. They get on the part where they're like, well, what about Rodney when he finds out and all this good stuff? She really wants to avoid Derek. She's taking a week off from the bar. Look, she said, I was drunk, but I was aware that what I said was going to hurt him. So it's like Shira's coming down from where she came from, where this judgmental, attacking other people, making them feel less than defense that she was making. She understands what she did. Again, that's why I was not on Shira's side last week. Still not on her side. I don't like what Derek did, but hey, it is what it is. I mean, actions call for reactions. She's like, Derek has his moments, but we did embrace each other out of our own loneliness, and then we ended up, what was the word? I'm going to say it this way, attacking each other for it. Misha says, I'm going to break up with Corey just to uncomplicate things and all this good stuff. Obviously, Misha wants to try to work it out with Nicole. I don't know why, because I don't like Nicole. As I've said in many of the episodes, my eye has been on her, and I just think she's trash. And you're going to definitely know that she's trash by the end of this review, at least how I feel. So the next scene is Watts with Shira. They're smoking a good tree. Watts just lets Shira know that I'm here for you as a brother. Shira goes into a little bit of her past. Her mother would bring around men that she wanted to latch onto. I never really had protection, and no man really valued me. And Watts just says, I have your back. Shira kind of just says, oh, so you're not here for a liver or anything. They make a little joke because of what Misha and Rain said last week, or trying to interrogate to see what's really up with him. And he says no, of course. Because Watts wants to step in with this whole Derek situation, and Shira says, no, I got this. I can handle this. So Watts backs off for now. So Watts goes to the bar and speaks with Brandon. Brandon asks, is Shira okay? I'm feeling like something is off. She's asked for a week off. I know she's got graduation, but it felt like something else. As much as professional as Brandon tries to be, he's with the ish. Like, folks be coming back and telling him stuff. It's not really sad, but it's kind of sad. Yeah, he tried to act like he up here as boss, but he still be down here with some of the shenanigans. He tries to not tell everybody what's going on. I'd have clocked that for a while. So of course Watts says everything's fine. Brandon asks Watts, so what do you do for a side job? I mean, that's what people do out here in LA. I know the bar isn't the only thing you have going on. He talks about the apps that he developed, and he's pretty comfortable where he's at. And of course, Brandon made an observation that he did seem kind of nerdish, and could see that him doing that. Brandon goes into a little bit of his background. I'm just a poor black man from Chicago. Did some idiotic stuff when he was younger. But he feels like his past is coming back to mess with his present and his future. Then they get into Brandon talking about Watts. I understand how you came into getting this bar job, but he's saying let's not let that happen again. Foreshadowing of what's about to happen. As far as that type of drama, he doesn't like that type of stuff. Watts says I won't. Watts does kind of forewarn Brandon, like, possibly I will have to adjust my schedule if something does happen in the whole drama department type of situation. It was kind of coded, but it's like, I may have to adjust things. Basically, I don't want to see Derek. All right, so Misha's at the studio, and Miss Maureen DeVoe has finally entered the chat room. Lord, Miss DeVoe gonna come in and saying, let's put the whole tailgate fiasco to the side, and let's get to work. And Misha's like, wait a minute, you're just gonna come up in here and say, I'm sorry? And then Ms. DeVoe said in a sarcastic way, I'm sorry. I said, Lord Jesus. Misha at this point is just pissed, just really done and over with it. So like, she's ready to go and leave. Like, if I walk away, do I get a check or something? And Maureen says, yes, you will. But she's still encouraging her to stay. You're trying to go out there. What do you have? You tried the charter school, you left that, or you don't really have that anymore. You have this music thing, and you're wanting to leave that. What do you have? And you're already in this up-and-coming diva, showing up late and all this good stuff, taking breaks. You can't take a break when you just started. I think Ms. DeVoe is giving some advice towards her, because it's like, lady, you do be doing too much. And if you said that you're taking this all serious, then take it serious. So I get that. Misha said, despite of everything, I do want to thank you for reigniting something that I didn't think was really worth much in my life. But I have a confidence that I haven't had before. And basically, she's going to leave. And she says that I'm going to be charging double plus tax. Maureen says, well, if you do write a hit, come back and try to charge less for that tax. And of course, Misha's like, like, glad to be rid of you. No, I'm not. All right, so Rain and the tenants, they're meeting. They have, the old owner is talking with the tenants and saying that they're going to have a temporary stay of sale against those guys, against those ones that wanting to take over the plaza. And they're going to file a lawsuit in the new year for a breach of contract. And the tenants are happy about that. Rain is super excited and just giving himself a pat on the back. So the tenant says that they're not going to continue with Rain. They've hired a real lawyer. And Rain's like, what are you doing? I did all this work. It's like, yeah, but you still seem like a scam. There's no way to look you up. And we don't know your real credentials. And they just feel more secure in having a real lawyer. They said that you can still have your discounts, but that's about it. Mr. Diaz, whom originally, what's his name? Rain was trying to get an internship, shows up with Brandon and says, due to the current circumstances, I really can't represent you or what you got going on. But stuff that happened when he was a juvenile is coming back up in his life. So Mr. Diaz is the one that's taking over this case that Rain did set up. Mr. Diaz does offer an internship to Rain. I'm getting mixed up because there's so much going on. Rain is hesitant about it because he thinks, it's really too late. Obviously, Rain still thinks that he's going to graduate, and I don't think that's going to happen for him because he has not completed all his hours. But Mr. Diaz says, it's best sometimes taking a step back is a step up. And I think so. You're not ready yet. You're doing some big things, but there's some knowledge that you really need to get before you get to where you think that you are. Why Mr. Diaz took it on, because he only handles immigration. I guess because of how these individual tenants, he was able to handle it for whatever reason. I don't understand it, but go ahead, Mr. Diaz. So Derek and Brandon, they're talking with each other. Derek says that he's stepping away from the bar because he needs to focus on the gym. And Brandon said, is it about the fans only thing that you got going on that I heard about? Like, it's not about that. He's about to get custody of his daughter soon, some custody of his daughter soon. He's refocusing and branding his business and all that good stuff. And Brandon says, are you sure it's not about Shira? He's like, no, it's not about that. Of course it is about that. He says, people don't respect me. They just basically tolerate me around here. And then they get into his history as to kind of the red flags about him. Well, I used to date her best friend, Mahogany, and all that good stuff. And your best friend is her old boyfriend. And then Brandon also brings up the cameras. I didn't heard what's going on with these cameras at your gym. He's like, it's not out in the public. It's like that's the good thing. Okay, Derek, but you're still doing it secretively. That's crazy. I don't like that Derek taped Shira. That's the thing I don't like. You taped without her consent. That's crazy. Don't do that, sir, to anyone. All right, so Derek walks out into the dining area for the bar, and he tries to talk to Watts, and then Watts ends up punching him. Brandon comes in, breaks it up, and Watts has to go. He says, I got things set up for myself anyway, so I don't need this. Shira walks in as Watts about to walk out. He said, I'm sorry. Derek, I think Derek even comes over and says, I'm sorry too. Brandon asks, you care to explain what's happening? And Shira runs out. Back at the studio, Misha and Corey didn't break up. I'm trying to complicate things. Corey says, keep doing your music. And basically Misha's like, I thank you for even encouraging me in that. It's just someone that I just needed in this time to move forward in my life. All right, so remember the part I said where Nicole is trash? Nicole is talking with Winter. And Winter ends up telling Nicole that her STI is gone. And we find out that the chlamydia came from Winter or Autumn, whatever her name is. It passed on to Nicole. And Winter says, did you tell Misha about everything? Well, one thing Nicole says, I thank you for being grown enough to tell me about you having chlamydia. Misha didn't. I said, wait a minute. Lady. So, in regards to all that, she said, don't let this stop you from coming to see me and all this good stuff as far as the STI stuff. I think I'm just going to stop right here because Misha does try to call Nicole and Nicole doesn't take her call. It's not important, blah, 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 blah. So Nicole, who scolded Misha for not telling her about having chlamydia. But Nicole, you were reckless enough to not protect Misha also. Because of your side chick who gave it to you, that you passed on to Misha, it passed on to Brandon. What if Brandon had another partner that he was sleeping with? It was a whole domino effect that you, as the grown woman, the one that has an almost grown child, is the most childish one out of the group. Misha was wrong with not speaking up, but you never spoke up to her. So I think that Misha is vindicated. I think Misha is vindicated. I don't know if Misha's gonna really break up with you, but hopefully she does. But since she broke it off with Corey, I don't think that I think that's gonna happen. But I think Misha's gonna be a fool. I have not liked you for many episodes, and you need to get your ish together. You're too busy trying to try all these different sexual stuff, but you're still getting caught up. So, what is so mature about you? Anyways, that is my review. What do you guys think? Because I just think Nicole's trash. Anyways, I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel. Also, leave your comments, as I said before, and share this video. Until next week, which is the season finale. Peace.